Hey guys, welcome back to Foreign Reacts. Today we're going to be checking out a very interesting video with a great title, Six Lies America Told Me, by Jovie's Home. So it's a woman, and we're going to be checking out her video right now. So shout out to her and her experience. I'm not sure what country she's living in or anything, because obviously I haven't checked the videos yet, but I've never even done a reaction video for her before. So pretty interesting. This is a 60-minute video, so we're going to be in here for about 24 minutes. Hopefully not so long, but we're going to be in here for a while, because you know when I'm doing reaction videos, if anything is said that I don't understand or something that I don't agree with, I'm going to give my 2 cents about it. So before we get into the video, I just want to say I'm moving to Europe like this woman has. And a link for that will be in the comment section. Go check out the channel and my social medias. Go check them out. And yeah, thank you guys for the love and support. I appreciate it. And without further ado, we're going to get right into this wonderful video. So let's see. Six Lies America Told Her. Let's get right into it, guys.
Hi, welcome to Jovie's Home. I post new videos every Tuesday and sometimes Thursdays. Today, I am sharing with you
Jovie.
6 lies that America told me. All right, sorry, that was a little bit clickbaity, but the real thing that we're talking about
So
today.
you trying to click me into this? Hey, man! Come on, man. She clickbait me. How you gonna do that? All right, let's get right into it.
Myths or false beliefs that I had coming from America into Europe, and things that I really believed
I like your house.
were true
Got a lot of space in it.
because
I like
America
that.
told me, and they were actually not true.
I got you.
So if that sounds good to you, why don't you come on in, kick off your shoes
I'm right
for a
here.
while.
I'm here.
I'm glad you're here.
Of course. Let's get right into it.
So let's start out with the Dutch word of the day, and I think that it's very
so you're
fitting
in the
that we have the Dutch
Netherlands.
word of the day be what the word for United States, and that is Verenigde Staten. Verenigde Staten.
I failed. I can't say
You
it.
guys know I have to do a little disclaimer because about maybe a little bit over a year ago, I posted a video talking about why I would never move back to the United States. And that video is my #2 best performing video of all time. However, that video has an unbelievable amount of hate comments coming from people in the States that strongly disagree with the things that I said in that video. Now, I do acknowledge that that video wasn't maybe my best because I just turned on the camera when I was angry and I just ranted.
Got you.
But now I've really collected my thoughts, and these are 7 points that specifically if you're watching in America, I hope that you can just listen and understand and be open-minded about the things that I'm saying. And I'm not saying them to bash on America because I hate America. It's actually quite the opposite. Like, if I hated America, I would give no attention to it. I would give no time on my channel to it. I would not give it any space on my platform. But because I actually really want to see it improve because I care about it is the reason that I make these videos.
Understandable.
Just like with my own children, when they're doing something wrong, sometimes you have to point out the things that are wrong so that they can learn and do it right next time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
That's this. That's where my heart is. We're gonna stop with the disclaimers, but that's my stand, okay? Let's do this. Number 1, the approach to poverty and disability. And I felt, or it was my impression, again, in the United States, that poverty needs to be not seen, you know? So what they would do, or you know, what is done in a lot of cities is you have districts or areas, the projects or whatever, where you have social or low income housing, and they're kind of lumped in one area. And then you have everyone else that is not on social housing or benefits living in another area. This kind of division or divide creates 2 very different Americas. The glam, rich America that some people see, and then the very, very impoverished, awful America that is the reality for so many millions of people.
Right.
In Europe, it's not like that. In Europe, you have all the social housing intermixed with regular housing. And I think that for me, it was a big wake-up call to see how that looks and how it actually functions. And you don't have these like ultra super rich, like gated neighborhoods the way that you do in the States, because you don't need to keep anyone out because you're sharing a neighborhood with them. Like, everybody cares about the neighborhoods because they're all living there together. It was a real mind shift for me when I was told that there's also, you know, low income housing the one street over, or, you know, on my same street as, you know, the very fancy international organization that I was working at, and where I was living in that very, very posh neighborhood. And at first, like, no lie, I did not like it because I was afraid, because I had come in with this mentality that anyone who's poor is going to want to rob me or
Right.
Steal my bike, you know, like, and that's just not the case. Like,
I feel that.
because I didn't live among poorer people, and because I didn't have experiences and interactions with them on a regular basis, I had all of these judgments or preconceived notions about them in my mind that were wrong, that were absolutely wrong. And now, by living in the European or the Dutch way, whatever you want to call it, like, I see it very, very different.
Yeah,
Number
I
two.
co-sign with that. I co-sign. It's a major thing in America. You know, the segregation, like she said, all of those type of stuff. And she didn't even mention about the suburban, whatever you want to call it. But it's a thing in America for real. And I've literally, I've never ever been to certain type of places in America before. Like the stuff that she mentioned, I've never actually been there. That's how much segregated America is. So I actually do understand where she's saying, well, not where she's saying, but what she's saying. It's really different, because I remember I was walking by one time, and I guess you could call it the hood if you wanna, but like, there were literally signs warning you not to go and enter at your own risk, and I'm dead at, like, that was literally what was there. And you think I'm gonna go in there? I'm not from there. I'm not gonna go in there, right? So it's really a thing in America. She is 100% correct on that. I don't know about every state, but I got to talk for what I've seen before, and I co-sign. She definitely 100% accurate on that one.
Government funded or government organized healthcare is not awful. It isn't. It isn't awful. In my experiences with healthcare in Europe have actually been better than in the United States.
Of course.
When we talk about healthcare in Europe, there is something that really stands out to me in my memory. This is an old clip, but this was something that really had an effect on me at the time. And that was Rick Santorum talking about the Netherlands and these death panels that, you know, under the healthcare system of the Netherlands, and because euthanasia is legal here, that basically once you're of a certain age, you just get... It's not true. This shit does not happen here, okay? Like, it is not true. You don't become a burden to the healthcare just because you're older. And in fact, I would argue that because Europeans have more access to regular health, like regular checkups and doctor visits and things, because we have insurance that is affordable or free, depending on which European country you live in, you're going to be able to treat and diagnose things earlier before they become a real problem and you end up in the emergency room. So, you know, that whole thing of like, ooh, the healthcare really sucks if you are living, like if it's government regulated or government funded, it's a lie. It is a lie. It is not true. That is not reality. Okay, that is not reality. 3.
Yeah, I co-sign again. That's factual. The healthcare in Europe is obviously much better. As a person who have done so many reaction videos, I can actually co-sign easily on that. I've never experienced it before. I've never actually used the European healthcare before. I've not even used American healthcare before. I'm not stupid. Anyways, sorry. But yeah, I know. Matter of fact, I can tell you of somebody that I know who is in major debts because of U.S. healthcare system, right? One of my, somebody who was really close to me. But yeah, she spot on, very much true. It's not an insult to America. It's really just that it's the politics in America that would, try to put that belief in your head that, hey, when you are such and such and such, if we are supposed to fund it, that's what they're going to do to you. They're going to just kill you when you're 70 because you got, a bunch of sickness. So it is false. And, I actually agree with her again.
working without rest
Yeah,
or
I
without
agree
holidays
again.
does not mean that you're working hard. I know that I definitely had some PTSD, I guess I would say, about working. When I first moved to the Netherlands from the States, I really had a lot of issues with taking a sick day or, you know, like going on holiday for more than a couple of days at a time. Like actually, let's say going for 2 weeks in the summer and not feeling guilty about that. In America, we're really taught to believe that, you know, you are a good worker or you are a hard worker if you are coming to the office early, if you're leaving the office late, if you don't take a sick day, never, you know. So yeah, feel free, come into your workplace with your slimy nose and your infectious cough. Make everybody else sick. We'll all be here sick together, and that's gonna be an efficient and effective workforce. Like, come on, like, I really, really struggled with these thoughts. You know, as I mentioned, taking holidays was like something that I really had to adjust to, and feel like I'm not letting down my employer because I'm actually making use of my rights. So that was definitely a big thing for me. So Americans, like, I really hope that you understand that you are not a shitty employee if you take a day off.
No.
This brings us to point number 4.
Cosign again, accurate. I think that's number 3. Yeah, cosign. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, work system in America, practically garbage. Work system in the European section, much better. I think probably the entire world actually doesn't do it like America. It's literally not illegal to not give your people who are working for you, what do you say, leave or whatever you want to call it, vacation, whatever. It's not illegal to not do that. So that tells you how horrible the system is. So I'm not gonna smash like I smash against America, like, oh my gosh, America is the worst place on earth. No, but there are certain things that are just terrible, and you don't really know until you've been to a place with better system, and that's just the case for most Americans. I think the Europeans are the ones who would not cry about, you know. No, I think Europeans would be the ones to not cry to go to America, unlike others. You know, like Americans would cry to leave America because they'd be like, oh no, I'm not gonna. I think I was in that state one time, but yeah, whatever.
Capitalism and consumerism are not the most worthy of ideals. When I lived in the States, my absolute favorite pastime was shopping.
Oh.
I loved going shopping.
You like wasting that money?
Clothes, for,
I'm just
you know,
playing.
makeup, whatever, shoes. Oh, shoes. Oh, I
like
love
shoes.
shopping for shoes and bags and things. And I was doing it all the time. Like, anytime a friend wanted to go hang out, like, oh yeah, let's go walk around the mall. Let's go shop a little bit. You know, it was always about getting more stuff, more new stuff, like showing off that stuff. And if you look, I mean, now how much things have changed. If you look through the videos on my channel, you'll see that I think I bought new clothes like once in the 2 years that I've had my channel. So I'm re-wearing the same clothes that I've been wearing for ages, and I'm going to until I don't, you know, fit them or until I need something new. But this whole aspect of like consumerism and buy stuff, it loops into that. Like, you have to keep working so you can keep buying, so you can keep working, so you can keep buying. And that's how they trick you into like not being able to be like, oh, let me work a little bit, let me go on a vacation because I'm going to pay for that. And then like, I'm just going to, you know, not necessarily buy all new clothes all the time. So there's these like fallacies and these like things that are just not logical, or they're not right, you know?
I get you.
Consumerism and capitalism play a huge role in that. More money does not equal more happiness. That is also something that it took me a while to learn here. Now, I'm not saying that like if you don't have money to buy food, that more money would not lead to more happiness, or if you don't have the money to pay for, I don't know, heating in the middle of winter, that having more money would not increase your happiness. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in a middle class society, or like a middle class frame of reference, let's just say, suddenly becoming a millionaire is not necessarily going to make you happier. If you're able to meet your basic needs and then maybe do a little bit of like extras on the side, having all this like piles and piles of money is not going to increase your happiness exponentially. And I think that Europeans know that. Like, Europeans seem to get that. And so their goal is not necessarily always to just have more money. I think that consumerism really gives you an unrealistic expectation of what life should be or could be. And maybe we have the media to thank for that, you know, but definitely just having more stuff and buying more stuff actually does not lead to more happiness.
She's correct again. I think it's just the way how the Europeans do it. You know, basic culture in life, and you just understand that, hey, life doesn't revolve around all of that type of stuff. I ain't trying to say that you ain't supposed to try to get some money, you know, where you're actually, you know, solid in the case of any form of emergency. But to be like, you know, I was one of those guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like. Growing up, I was like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. Well, I still have Steve Jobs as a person that I actually, you know, I liked how he executed his operations with Apple, because Apple is one of my favorite companies of all time. Matter of fact, it is my favorite company of all time. And Steve Jobs is really one of my guys, right? So, yeah, I do actually personally believe in hard work and, you know, hard work towards your achievements. I do believe in that, but I don't believe in just psycho hard work, or no longer do I believe in, you know, trying to be all big billionaire wealthy. Like at one point I was looking at Bill Gates and I was like, he made $1 billion before he was 30. I'm trying to get that too, right? And before I went to that, I was actually at a point in my life where I was like, I'm trying to get $1 million before I'm 30. And then when I started to learn about Bill Gates and I found out that he was trying to achieve what I am trying to achieve, I realized he got to $1 billion by 30, before 30. And I was like, man, that's what I want, to $1 billion by 30. But that won't make you happy. That doesn't make you happy at all. And yeah, I literally had to turn around and I'm like, nope, I just want to have enough resources where I can take good care of the family and myself, and help a lot of people. And that's it. Ain't nothing major. What's the point of having all of this money if you cannot use it? You cannot utilize it. You know what I'm trying to say? You have $1 billion and there's no vehicle cost $1 billion. You got $1 billion house, but what are you going to do with $1 billion house? You know what I'm trying to say? It's just not worth it. It's not worth it to stress yourself to get to that typical achievement. There are more achievement that can actually, you know, be beneficial. Like I've actually thought of myself and I've said to myself, I'd rather have a company that it's worth $1 trillion and I'm just a millionaire, like literally, because what's the point of me having the money? The company needs the money so it can help people, you know, and keep being a successful company. So that's what I personally, you know, definitely believe in. So, you know, don't be chasing all that big bucks. That's not going to make you happy, guys.
Freedom is a word that we really like to use in the United States, but it's actually not something that a lot of people truly have. This is subjective. I understand that your definition of freedom might be different than my definition of freedom, and therefore we might have a difference of opinion on this subject. But for me, freedom means the following. Freedom from stress or fear that if I get sick, I might be forced into bankruptcy or lose my home due to a medical debt. That is something that really weighs heavy on me, because getting sick is not something that you can control. And if that happens...
Or an accident.
Wow. Like, what choices do you have? And that's just... I don't think that anyone is going to disagree with me on that you should not have to live in fear of losing your home or your life because you got sick. Freedom also from...
I promise you, you got a lot of Americans disagreeing with you right now. I remember I did a reaction video regarding this matter about healthcare, and that lady was like straight up, the government ain't supposed to be taking care of nothing for you, punks. She didn't say punks, but you know, she was like that. And I'm like, dang, she cold. You know, you're supposed to save up and get your money on your own. What you doing? It's like, and I'm like, dang, she's serious, right? And yeah, so people are gonna disagree with her regarding that matter. Not everybody thinks about life in a balanced way where they're like, okay, everybody should have a right their health, right? Most people are like, okay, if I'm straight, that's all that matters. I'm good. I ain't worried about nobody else. So it's really a tough situation, but I get her point though.
Crushing student debt is a big one.
That too.
I really admire like Europeans who, you know, seem to have figured out that we should make education, higher education, accessible to everyone, and not get people into crushing lifelong debt. And I'm not saying that there's no student loans or things here in the Netherlands, because there also is. You can also take out loans if you need studying, like financing to go to school. But we're not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know. That's definitely not the amount that we're talking about. And I also feel like another big freedom for me is the freedom to feel safe. And I did not always feel safe in the States. I am
at any minute anything can pop
guns,
off,
and
bro.
you might say guns don't kill people, people kill people. Yeah, but people have a lot of guns. A lot of people have.
Anybody who say guns don't kill people is a dumbass. What you mean guns don't kill people? What do you do then? Last time I checked, a person gets shot, they dead. So what you mean they don't kill nobody? It doesn't matter what is causing the gun to actually be able to kill someone. It really matters what it can do. Like if I take a piece of feather and I smack you with it, feather don't kill nobody. Feather don't kill nobody if I smack you with it. But if I put it down your throat, you probably die because you're gonna choke on it to death. Bro, what do you mean? If anybody says that, they're literally like, come on, man. Like, listen, I love guns, and I've said it across this channel many times. I love guns, and I will always love guns. Why? Because I love military. I love that type of stuff, and I love guns. Do I think it's something that everybody should have? No, because some of y'all are some psychos. Y'all don't know what to do with a piece of weapon. Go out there and shoot the trees or something. Right? Most of y'all got a gun. Y'all active. Y'all ready to shoot somebody. If somebody, brushes against you too hard, y'all like, wait, what you trying to do? Here you go. You shooting at somebody. Y'all don't need guns, right? Most of y'all don't even like guns. You just have guns because you just want to feel like you're tough. You know what I mean? So it's like me actually learning how to box, be a boxer, but it's not because I want to punch anybody. It's because I actually love boxing versus somebody who is doing it because they want to do self-defense. You get what I'm trying to say? We not the same. So I love guns, but ain't everybody supposed to have a gun because most of y'all crazy. And I'm sorry if I'm saying most of y'all crazy, but yeah, most of y'all crazy. You know what I mean?
A lot of guns in the United States, and I am afraid of those people because I don't know them, and I don't know, they're unpredictable, and I don't feel safe knowing that I could be on a street walking around and there could be, everybody that I see could have guns, and there could be shit going on at any moment. Like, that is not safe for me. Students, like children going to school, having to wear bulletproof backpacks, that is not freedom for me. It's not. Yeah, so that some guy can have freedom to have as many guns as he wants. Now all these children have to wear bulletproof backpacks to school. Like,
and that's the thing. People don't understand. Freedom is how do I structure this? Freedom is not something that is just granted based off of your will. Freedom is something that is granted based off of the will of other people and how it's going to affect them. So practically, freedom, if I say I'm the president of Finland, you're 100% free, Finns can do anything. A murderer now has the freedom to murder, and I cannot do anything about that. You get what I'm trying to say, why I say freedom. It has to walk around and it has to revolve around other people. Your freedom is not just entitled to you. It's actually entitled to the other people around you because your freedom can cause somebody not to have freedom. That makes sense? So it has to revolve around each and everybody. The only freedom that we truly have should be like freedom of mobility, I guess. You can go where you want to go. But once you're starting to get on somebody's property, right, and you're being a nuisance, there we go, we have a problem. So freedom is relative. Freedom is not something that is just straightforward. So I personally believe once it is a freedom that affects somebody, it's not supposed to be. There should be laws that protects other people from your freedom. You know what I'm trying to say? It's kind of complicated, but yeah.
How is that freedom? That's definitely not freedom under my current definition. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about all of these things. So, socialism and social democracy are two different things. The Netherlands specifically is not socialist. It is a social democracy. These two things are different. And if you don't know the difference, please
LOL. Anyways, I gotta get out of here, man. This video is way too long, 25 minutes, 57 seconds right now. But yeah, I gotta get out of here. But like I said, guys, it's a beautiful thing. I really loved her video. It was very productive and it was really good. So what I must say is that, you know, Europe is doing what they need to do, and I'm proud of you guys over there, and keep doing what you guys gotta do, man. It's a really wonderful thing that you guys are doing over there. But gotta co-sign with whatever she said, man. Everything that she said, she was spot on. She didn't target America in a negative way. She was just telling straight facts. So hopefully the Americans don't take it personal, man. It's just facts, man. You know, America is not the safest place in the world, and it will never be. And if you don't want to be safe, then go out there in the hood and let somebody shoot you then, and we can co-sign together and say that you don't want that. So, you know, gun laws in America, there has to be something done to it. Like, kids can't be just getting AR-15s. Like, come on, man. Come on. Assault rifle? You know what that can do? Oh my gosh, bro. Go play some video games or something, man. Like, the access to guns are way too, you know, free. But either ways, guys, I gotta get out of here. Until next time, peace.